Hi friends, hey Murdoch families. Again, I am Andy Hodgen. I am the school counselor for kindergarten and third grades. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about your imagination today. We're going to be using our imaginations today to do a reading wonderful story that you probably have, and we are going to do a craft together. So we are going to be reading Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. So if you have this book, go ahead and grab it and we will read this together. So here we go. Where the Wild Things Are. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating any of his supper. He was not happy about that. That very night, in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew. And grew until his ceilings hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed through the night and a day. And in and out of weeks and almost a year to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars. Roar, roar. And they gnashed their terrible teeth. And they rolled their terrible eyes, and they showed their terrible claws. Get out your claws. There you are. So Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened, and they called him the most wild thing of all. And made him king of all wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus begin. In this part of the story, you can use our imagination. Harrison and I always like to talk about what they're doing. So we're saying they're howling by the moon. Howl, howl. They are swinging from the trees. Swing, swing. They are dancing and parading. Max the King, Max the King. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then, all from far across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars. Roar, roar, and they gnashed their terrible teeth. Har, har, and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Roar. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. Bye, wild things. See you later. And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and throughout a day. And into the night of his very own room where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. Harrison says, the end. Hey friends, welcome back. Thank you for reading the story Where the Wild Things Are with me. And again, you know that story is about a boy using his imagination when he was in timeout and he was in trouble. So we wanted to go ahead and talk about that and how he used his imagination while he was kind of stuck in his room. So you may be feeling the same way right now. Maybe you're feeling like scared and anxious about the world right now and how scary it can be. And you're locked up in your house and you haven't been able to get out in a while. Maybe you have felt bored. Maybe like Max is feeling bored in his house and just kind of stuck in your house. And so all those things are great. This is a great time to use your imagination. Now, your imagination is a very, very powerful tool. And there is a lot of research that shows that your imagination can really help you when you're stressed, when you're bored, maybe if you're worried or you're scared, that your imagination is a very, very powerful thing. Because when you use your imagination, you're able to come up with some solutions to maybe some things that you hadn't thought about before. Makes you more creative. It makes you really think about things in a different way. And those are all awesome things. And so when you're using your imagination, you're using your brain. And you guys know how I love to talk about the brain. And in our brains are very, very powerful things. And it releases some really cool hormones. So maybe if we're stressed or we're worried, it releases a hormone called cortisol. And it can make us feel really scared. It can make us feel like we need to run away or that we just need to freeze. Or maybe it makes us just feel like we want to fight. So that's cortisol. That's really, really stressful. We never want to be there for too long, right? Because it can make us not feel good. It can make our tummies feel bad. It can make our heads hurt. And it can make us feel lots of different ways that just aren't good. But our brains are also really cool because it releases another chemical called serotonin. And serotonin is a really big fancy word for the happy feeling that we get in our brains. Serotonin makes us feel good. It makes us feel calm. It makes us feel happy. So we can control that part of our brains. So when we're feeling scared and we have all that cortisol running through our bodies, we need to reset and use our imagination, because when we use our imagination, our serotonin levels, that happy feeling that we get, that happy chemical that is released into our brains, is through our imagination, just like Max did in the story. So today, we really want to talk about using your imagination in this time where we're all stuck at home. So using your imagination, you could be anywhere or anything or be anyone that you want to be. Maybe you want to be like Max and you want to be out in the woods and you want to see some really cool monsters and maybe howl at the moon. Maybe you want to go to space and you want to see an alien or a UFO or just look at all the really cool stars and planets. Or maybe you want to be a deep sea diver and you can see all the really cool fish and octopus, maybe even a really big whale or a scary shark. And your imagination isn't limited. You can go anywhere you want to be. You don't have to be stuck at your house. You can go anywhere. Maybe you've never been to Egypt and you want to see all the really cool pyramids. And maybe you just want to go to the beach and pretend to put your toes in the sand and listen to the waves and feel the warm sun on your skin. And you know what? Your imagination just doesn't limit you to places where you want to go. It can also help you be whoever you want to be. Maybe you have a sibling at home and they're really bothering you. Maybe you can pretend that you're like Max and you can be the king or the queen for the day. Or maybe you can just pretend to be somebody else for a little while. And that's okay. That's the power of our imaginations. And when we use our imaginations, that means that we are getting all those feel-good hormones, that serotonin that I talked about earlier, that releases in our brains. So we definitely want to try to use our imagination. So to help us with that, we're going to make a little craft, and it can be a prop for you to remember to use your imagination. So really, we only need a few simple things. You just need a piece of paper, some scissors. I have some jewels, but you can use buttons, you can use anything around your house. We have tape you can use, or glue, or a stapler. So any of those things that you have would be great to make your crown. So we're going to start off with this white sheet of paper. We're going to go about 1 inch or 2 inches, and we are going to cut the band. So all you have to do is cut up, go straight up, cut, 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 cut. And there we have it. We have one wider sheet of paper and a small band. It's going to go this way to attach to your crown. So now it's time to make your crown. So what you're going to do is we're going to make it like pointy mountains. So we are going to first cut down, cut, 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 cut. Very good. So you can see I've already made the first point of my crown. And then we are going to ski up the mountain, ski up to the highest top of the mountain, and ski down. All right, then ski up, and then I am going to ski down fast, because look, we're almost getting to the end of our paper. And then we are gonna go ski down just a little bit more so we can make this a really high point. I want this to be a really cool crown. We are gonna ski way, way, way up to make our final point. And look, we made a crown. Is it perfect? No, but that's okay, because we are just making this to have fun and to use our imaginations. So once you've done that, however, if you have tape or a stapler or glue, you're just going to attach this one piece of band to the crown, and then it's time to decorate. And feel free to use your imagination and decorate. Once you're done, you're going to just take this part of the crown, attach it to the other side with either tape or scissors, up to you, and there you go. You have made yourself a wild game crown. And I would like you guys to post some pictures on Murphy's Facebook page. That would be awesome. I'd love to see that. I'm going to post a picture of my crown. But again, I wanted to remind caregivers that I am available through Zoom Monday through Friday for you, for my friends. I would love to see your smiling faces. You just have to send me an email and we'll set up what's called a Zoom conference call. That's where I actually get to see you guys. And I miss you very, very much. So I would love to be able to do a Zoom conference call with you guys. We're available Monday through Friday for Zoom conferencing from about 9:30 to 11. So anytime we can Zoom together, be on the lookout for more videos that I'm going to post. And again, remember, I'm just an email away, and my email is located on our school counseling website and on the main Murdoch Elementary's website under school counselors. And again, I'm Andrea.Hodgen at cobbk12.org. Again, Andrea, ANDREA.Hodgen, HODGIN, at cobbk12.org. Now, here are just a few questions that I would like for you to discuss with your caregiver. How can you use your imagination? Where are you going to go? When are you going to use your imagination? How often? How often are you going to use it today? Are you going to use it for 1 time, 2 times, for 20 minutes, 15 minutes? It's totally up to you. In your imagination, who are you going to be? Where are you going to go? Again, what is the importance of using your imagination right now? And again, lastly, caregivers, join in the fun. Make a crown. You need to take care of yourselves as well. Remember that we're only as strong as that we can be for whoever we're caring for.